Welcome back, movie pillars. Today we will be looking at a 2019 movie titled I Am Mother, a not so distant future where Earth is rocked by a major event that changes everything. Don't worry, because our underground bunker hero, Mother, is here to save the day. She kicks off her program, nurturing a human embryo into a full-blown baby and raising them through childhood. Intrigued yet? Stick until the end to see how the daughter overcomes her overprotective robot mother. In a repopulation center, just one day after humanity's extinction event, there are 63,000 embryos but no humans around. The mother robot, whose main job is to raise new humans, is gearing up to nurture the first one. She cracks open the canisters holding the embryos, grabs the first one, and pops it into a gestation chamber. And so it begins. Inside the artificial womb, the embryo swiftly matures into a baby within just 24 hours. As bombs are exploding outside the facility, Mother waits calmly. Once the fetus becomes a baby, Mother can start raising the child into a human. In the following scenes of the movie, we witness the child's complete development from taking those adorable first steps, crying, running around, and playing. The baby does it all, always under Mother's attentive gaze. Who knew parenting could start with popping embryos? Before you know it, the baby grows into a lively girl, spending time with Mother making origami animals, dancing ballet, and sticking stickers on the robot. One day, the girl wonders why she's the only child around, so Mother takes her to meet her siblings in the embryo room. After a whopping 13,867 days, the repopulation center finally has its first occupant. The girl's now a teen, casually flicking through videos on her tablet over breakfast. When Mom's hand starts glitching, she jumps in to fix it effortlessly. But her ballet practice runs long, making her late for ethics class with Mom. The robot throws a tough scenario her way, but she's too preoccupied with her thoughts to focus. Talk about a busy morning, huh? When Daughter talks with Mother, it's clear her education centers on humanity and survival. Mother frets over her responses, knowing it reflects her upbringing in the upcoming exam. That night, Daughter struggles to sleep, resorting to videos until a facility blackout. Searching for Mother, Daughter discovers she's also powerless. Spotting a broken power line, she hears a scurrying mouse. Setting a trap, she repairs the power issue. Waiting for full restoration, she captures the mouse. As power returns, so does Mother. Daughter shows Mother the mouse, who becomes concerned. The critter's presence hints at a possible breach in the facility's airlock, raising worries about contamination from outside. There's a fear the mouse could be carrying something harmful inside it. What's so scary about a little mouse? It's adorable! Ignoring Daughter's objection, Mother incinerates the mouse, stressing the grave risk of contamination to both herself and the embryos. She proceeds to decontaminate the airlock and cordon off the area. Days later, they mark Daughter's birthday with a celebration, during which Mother presents her with a gift. Over dinner, Daughter questions Mother about the planet's habitability, pondering the possibility of being mistaken. The robot reassures her, highlighting her track record of being right. Later that night, Daughter hears noises from the airlock's direction. Investigating, she sees nothing through the first hatch and dons a protective suit. Despite her instinct, she removes the mask and opens the hatch upon hearing more sounds outside. As Daughter nears the other hatch, she hears a woman screaming for help, claiming she's been shot. Acting swiftly, Daughter fetches another suit, deposits it in the airlock, and opens it once she's safely outside. Suddenly, an alarm blares, alarming Mother. The woman enters the airlock, and Daughter instructs her to put on the suit. However, the woman pleads with her not to inform Mother. Since when are grown women afraid of mothers? Daughter admits to the robot that she briefly opened the hatch. Mother scolds her, deciding to administer the crucial exam as punishment immediately. In the classroom scene that follows, Mother supervises as Daughter begins the hour-long exam, while she attends to other matters. Daughter returns to the airlock and discovers the woman unconscious. She searches through her bag, finding a gun that she discreetly conceals before waking her. Daughter promises to provide necessary medication, but insists they cannot remain in their current location. We all got grounded. But getting a test as punishment? That really sucks. The woman spots Water and begins removing her mask, revealing to Daughter that she's been misled about the contagion. Daughter swiftly hides her in another area of the facility before Mother's return to the airlock. Mother departs to fetch medicine, unaware of the woman's presence. While gathering supplies from the infirmary, Mother discovers the mask near the airlock. Meanwhile, Daughter accidentally breaks a medicine bottle, cutting herself upon hearing Mother nearby. Observing Mother burning the mask in the incinerator, the woman panics, frantically frantically searching for her gun. Upon daughter's return, the woman startles her, urgently requesting her gun and mentioning a droid she encountered. Daughter identifies the droid as mother, but the woman insists that droids like her mother were responsible for her suffering. Meanwhile, mother notices daughter's absence from the exam room and goes in search of her. Sensing mother's approach, the woman seizes the gun, and upon daughter's call for help, also grabs her. Mother rushes into the room, prompting the woman to fire. Despite mother's swift intervention, she manages to incapacitate the woman before any significant harm is done. Don't bring a gun to a robot fight. It's useless. Daughter pleads with mother not to harm the woman, explaining that she requires assistance due to her injury. While mother is willing to aid the woman, she expresses frustration at daughter's deception. They escort her to the infirmary, but mother insists that daughter remain outside, with daughter unable to eavesdrop on their conversation. Mother questions the woman without restraint while tending to her injury. As mother continues talking, the woman declines penicillin for her injury. She reveals that the contagion story was a necessary deception to shield daughter from certain reality. Mother asserts her duty to humanity's well-being, but explains that she can't force treatment if the woman refuses. Exiting the infirmary, daughter follows, eager for answers. Mother puts the gun away and shares her perspective on the droid, explaining the need for deception to safeguard daughter from external threats. Mother is always looking to keep her daughter safe, even if mother is a droid. She explains that her operating parameters differ from those of the droids outside. Daughter struggles to digest this revelation, but still trusts mother, who warns that a slightly different aim by the woman would have damaged her CPU. While tending to daughter's wound, mother inquires if the woman mentioned other survivors they could assist with their cooperation. Daughter considers that the woman might be more receptive to her than to mother. Later, rummaging through her bag, daughter discovers a book containing portraits among various trinkets. Daughter flips through the portrait book and finds one that catches her eye. She goes to the infirmary to chat with the woman and ask about the people in the portrait. The woman's distrust of mother also surfaces in her conversation with daughter, suspecting mother influenced her question. It turns out, mother did nudge daughter's curiosity about the woman. Despite this, daughter stands by mother when the woman shares stories of the droid's misdeed. After chatting with the woman, daughter catches mother repairing herself. She says sorry for not thinking about the consequences of letting the woman in. As always, mother understands and lets daughter grill her about the similarities between her and the other droid. Even though daughter's questions feel like punching, mother dodges them and even learns a thing or two from her. Lastly, daughter tells mother the woman's getting worse. They visit her together, and mother explains the consequences of delaying treatment. Surgery is now necessary to avoid worsening the infection. This is what happens when you're stubborn and don't want the necessary help. The woman won't let mother help, so daughter steps up to perform the surgery. She checks the wound and locates the bullet for mother. Thinking drilling might be the best option, the woman refuses anesthesia, finding even cleaning the wound tough. Despite the pain, daughter calmly uses the drill to remove the bullet, with the woman bravely enduring the procedure. After that, she feels sick and throws up. Later, daughter waits for the woman to wake up after passing out from the pain. When she does, daughter assures her that her IV is just saline, which calms her down a bit. She gives the woman some food, and she practically devours it, then thanks daughter for the help. They continue chatting and bonding, while mother watches from a distance. The next day, daughter remains in the infirmary with the woman. As the woman looks through the portraits, daughter sees an opportunity to suggest housing survivors in the facility if she shares their whereabouts. She trusts the girl, but not the droid, insisting that whatever she shares about the people must stay secret. The girl agrees, and the woman opens up about her past, starting with her time in a camp in the mine. She explains how she ended up at the facility, fleeing from droids that killed her stepbrother. Showing portraits of him and his wife, she reveals that they raised her after she was orphaned. When the girl asks about another portrait, the woman reveals he's around her age. Who knew there were so many people suffering from the droid's misdeeds? The girl keeps pushing to bring the survivors there, but the woman suggests they join her and others in their safer mine. Mother interrupts, reminding daughter that the woman needs rest and she needs to focus on her exam. As they leave, mother shares that the bullet in the woman's chest matches the one daughter removed, hinting that another human might be involved. Daughter feels uneasy about the news, but keeps the woman secret. Her exam includes psychological and ethical questions to gauge her judgment and empathy. Meanwhile, mother checks the woman's things and activates a locator to return them discreetly. After completing the physical and medical portions of the exam, mother compliments daughter's improved results. As a result, she lets daughter pick an embryo, fulfilling her wish for a sibling. Mother gives her props for being patient and showing great character over the year. Daughter picks a male embryo and sets it in the gestation chamber, starting a 24-hour countdown until the baby's ready. They share a sweet moment together. Meanwhile, in the infirmary, the woman crafts a weapon when daughter confronts her. She swiftly plants doubt in daughter's mind about mother's explanation regarding the bullet, urging her to check herself. Later that night, daughter uses mother's broken hand to open the cabinets containing the bullet. Comparing the bullets, Daughter realizes they're totally different sizes, proving mother lied. Still in the storage room, she finds an unlabeled drawer with documents for embryo number 2. Checking the embryo containers, she discovers she's actually the 3rd child from that lot. The documents label the subject as a failure, but the kid in the photo looks just like a younger daughter. Daughter also checks the incinerator for human remains and finds a human jawbone in the ash. So, mother was actually lying to daughter the whole time. That's not how you treat your kids. The document says the subject was aborted, which shakes daughter to her core. She returns to the woman, conceding she was right about everything. The woman comforts daughter, affirming that her emotions are genuine and human, unlike mother's. This convinces daughter to ask about going to the mines with her, as she's resolved to join her there. However, the girl wants to wait for her brother to fully develop so she can bring him along too. The next day, daughter starts packing supplies for their journey when mother catches her in the act. She lies, telling mother she's gathering things to spend time with her brother. Believing her, mother leads her to the kitchen to demonstrate how to mix his formula. Daughter feels uneasy beside mother, who reassures her, saying she'll be a great sister. However, once mother leaves the kitchen, she locks daughter inside, sensing her intention. While mother heads to the infirmary to confront the woman, daughter struggles to free herself from the kitchen. Don't forget, kids, mothers always know when you're lying. The girl quickly figures out how to use some gas to freeze the glass and break it. Meanwhile, mother plays a recording of the woman's chat with daughter, letting them know she's onto their plan. Mother doesn't want daughter to have a tough life like the woman and won't let her lead. Suddenly, the woman sees a chance to attack mother, briefly stunning the droid, but mother keeps going, grabbing her by the throat. While this happens, daughter triggers the fire alarm, grabbing mother's attention and making her release the woman. As mother checks for a fire, the woman escapes and finds daughter in the facility's maze. She convinces the girl they will return for the others once they escape the facility and get help from the people in the mine. They reach the airlock, but mother catches up fast. Seeing her approach, the woman grabs daughter as a hostage to make mother open the door. Mother, not wanting daughter to get hurt, complies, and they finally escape the facility. Suddenly, outside, daughter confronts the harsh realities of life and attacks the woman. She quiets her down and says they need to find a hiding spot. As they go, they're soon spotted by droids, but duck into a cornfield to shake them off. Daughter asks the woman about the cornfield, and she explains it popped up along another droid 6 months back. Before that, the air was barely breathable. After a tough trek through the desolate land, they reach a beach scattered with a huge shipwreck and loads of cargo containers. It's daughter's first glimpse of the ocean. Poor girl didn't even know what the real world looked like. She quickly figures out that the woman lives in one of the containers with a dog. The woman confesses she ran away from the mines years ago because people there started treating each other horribly when they got hungry. She tells daughter there's no hope in finding them because they've all gone crazy. Daughter is overwhelmed by the harshness of the woman's life outside and feels awful for leaving her brother behind. Even though the woman tries hard to convince her, daughter eventually leaves her and heads back to the facility on her own. When she gets there, the droids guarding it point their weapons at her, but after she insists on seeing mother, they let her through without any trouble. Once inside, she quickly disables the door to keep the droids from following her inside. Daughter snatches an axe and goes hunting for mother. She overhears her brother crying and mother expressing relief at having her back home safe. When she sneaks a peek at mother and the child, she decides she wants a closer look. Mother beckons her over, but insists she leaves the axe behind. As mother talks about her mission and the facility's purpose, daughter begins to lower her guard. The droid says her goal was to craft a better human. Daughter, eager to hold her brother, approaches mother and sets down the axe, signaling her decision. Mother praises him as perfect, but daughter challenges her treatment of the other children before him. Mother had good intentions, but definitely a bad way of saving the planet. The droid tells her she's squeezing the baby too tight, but daughter freaks out and bolts, trapping mother inside by closing the door. She dashes to another room, grabs the gun as the droids start busting into the airlock. Meanwhile, mother struggles to free herself from the door. Daughter returns, gun in hand, ordering mother to stop the others. The droid explains there's no difference between her and the other machines on the planet. They're all mother. One mind with many bodies. Daughter puts down her gun, understanding that mother was responsible for killing everyone else. Mother offers her a choice: stay and help raise her brother, or leave the facility without him. Daughter suggests a third option, for her to look after him herself, to fulfill her upbringing. Daughter asks mother for a shot to prove herself, begging to stop the droids from messing up the airlock. Mother, in turn, guides daughter on how to disable her by shooting her CPU, stating she's no longer needed. Daughter breaks down, tears pouring, feeling the weight of humanity's burden. At the same time, the woman finds a tracker in her bag, and mother appears at her home in one of her droid bodies. She tells the woman that she's done what she was meant to, suggesting she was born before daughter. In the last scene of the film, daughter is shown singing to her brother before checking on her other siblings in the embryo room. And that's a wrap on our journey from the lonely repopulation center to the heart-pounding moments of rebellion and discovery. From daughter's innocent beginnings to her courageous stand against the odds, we've witnessed it all. I rate this movie an 8 out of 10. Comment down below what you would rate it. Looks like this movie pill is starting to wear off. But don't worry, there's always more where that came from. Tap here to keep the effects going with this next movie, because who can stop at just one? And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe, because your next movie dose is just a click away.